Side of the coin, a few reviews touched on the by-the-numbers feel of the movie, especially with it being a biopic. The Seattle Times liked it, but still thought it was predictable, while others didn't think it did the real-life story justice, which is always the most difficult part.
Yeah, and the by-the-numbers thing, too, is also tough because of how many biopics there are, and you have to try to pay homage to the real story, but also be a little bit
differentiate yourself.
Yeah, right. Well, we're going with a recommendation overall. Here's VOD gives The Man Who Knew Infinity 3 stars. All right, so who's up for a good old documentary? Come on, people.
Well, okay, with that awkward enthusiasm, let's show you the trailer for Dark Horse.
We were a tight-knit community, as most mining communities are. One by one, they've closed down.
It was a Thursday. Jan was working. She said, I'm going to breed a racehorse. So I picked the pints up and said, good luck.
When I look back now, I don't know how I did it.
And here we have Topville, the 20th century thoroughbred horse.
These sort of people, they like to keep us commoners out, I think.
We put a sign up on the wall. Anybody wants to join a syndicate of racehorse ownership, speak to Jan.
I don't know nothing about horses. I don't.
The syndicate came together for one simple reason. They wanted to see if it could work.
John said, we're all another lion. This is our dream. We name it Dream Alliance.
This big chap with tattoos everywhere said, we've got a horse to have in training.
He was a working class horse that was about to take on the likes of the best.
He was now mixing with the big time.
He looked classy. 40 horses and you got eyes for one.
Come on, Dream. Come on, Dream. Come on, Dream.
He always made me feel somebody else for the day. I wasn't Janet the cleaner anymore. I was Janet the racehorse owner.
It's elation when you can do something, particularly when no one gives you a chance.
Dark Horse is another movie this week that received glowing reviews. Critics found this real-life story inspiring and enjoyable to watch be retold.
The Seattle Times and San Francisco Chronicle shared similar comments, questioning how viewers could resist a good horse story. And beneath that story are themes that delve more into human elements. The Wall Street Journal thinks the film is at its best when focusing on the community that has, quote, raised up from the depths of economic despair.
Here we have it. Another 4-star rating this week goes to Dark Horse. It's available on demand. We're on a roll. Some really good movies this week.
So let's just keep on going. We'll get back to the comedy genre with our last movie this week.
Greta Gerwig, Ethan Hawke, Julianne Moore, Maya Rudolph, and Bill Hader all star in Maggie's Plan. We'll tell you about it after a quick break.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay, never leave you alone.
Debt is really sucking the life out of them. He's picking up the phone.
Oh, no, not consolidated credit.
With one call, they can lower their credit card rates.
And consolidate their bills into one low payment.
They'll pay off their debt in no time.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Because debt sucks.
Call 800-201-0230. That's 800-201-0230. Call now.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. For decades, many Americans working in the trades were exposed to environmental hazards without their knowledge. While the dangers of one such airborne threat, asbestos, have long been known, efforts were made to hide the risks from the public. The result? Thousands of cases of asbestos-induced mesothelioma. Those in the trades may have been harmed by hundreds of companies who produced asbestos-laden products. The U.S. Bankruptcy Court has established asbestos trusts with $30 billion in initial funding. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. If you or someone you know has been diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us.
Call 800-279-1837.
For nearly 2 decades, we've been fighting for those harmed by asbestos. Act now. Call for a free consultation and see how we can help. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities. And that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
It's just one movie after another this week with talented casts. The next one is Maggie's Plan.
And that plan is quite a complicated one to try to pull off, trying to get the man she's fallen out of love with to get back with his ex-wife.
Hi, Beverly. I got 2 checks this month. Not that I'm complaining. So anyway,
excuse me. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it over here. This young woman got 2 checks, and I don't have any.
You know John Harding.
He's one of the bad boys of fictocritical anthropology. His wife, apparently she's some sort of monster.
Wanted to return your book.
Then again, I have heard myself described as a psychotic, but I think I'm actually pretty nice.
You know, I'm curious about you.
What aspect of me?
Every aspect of you.
What does his wife think about that?
She doesn't know about it. I think their marriage fell apart, and now he's trapped in it.
I don't want to be married to Georgette anymore. I'm in love with you.
Do you want to hear your horoscope?
No.
He's totally self-absorbed.
I'm terrified that I'm falling out of love with him.
It's too bad you can't give him back to his ex-wife, right?
Maggie, what are you doing here?
John and I are in trouble. There might be an opportunity to get the 2 of you back together.
You want to make sure you don't feel guilty, so you're going to manipulate us all. Leave.
Leave.
Please,
Oh, you want me to leave?
house.
Okay, I'm leaving. Okay, sorry.
Why can't you just break up with him like any normal human being?
Because it would be such a waste.
A waste? He's not a paper product.
I'm in.
Critics responded well to Maggie's Plan and to the directing efforts of Rebecca Miller. The New York Times says her choices are hard to argue with, and the Boston Globe thinks Miller is essentially reinventing an entire movie genre here.
Very few negative reviews for this one. The LA Times echoes the Boston Globe sentiment, saying this is for anyone who's tired of movie business as usual.
Entertainment Weekly noted that sometimes it gets a little bit too silly, but they did still like the movie, and we like it too. We're giving Maggie's Plan 4 out of 5 stars.
The whole concept is...
An accidental airstrike in Syria, and the United States is apologizing for its involvement. And an explosion in New York City injured dozens. These stories next, but first, tonight's Powerball drawing.
Across the country, it's time for America's favorite jackpot game. Get ready, everybody. This is Powerball. Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Johnson. Tonight's Powerball jackpot is worth an estimated $246.8 million. So get those tickets out, get ready, and let's play. That first number up is 51, followed by the number 19. Tonight, we're going to head to Sterling, Virginia. We're going to meet Roberto Portillo, who won $1 million playing Powerball. Congratulations, Roberto. Now, for the rest of those numbers, we've got 9, 62, rounding it out with the number 55. Tonight's Powerball number is 14, and your Power Play multiplier is 4. Let's take a look at those numbers one last time. And from all of us here at the Florida Powerball Studios, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here Wednesday night. Good night, everyone.
Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News Weekend Edition. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Redmond. In Syria, dozens of Syrian soldiers are reportedly dead after an accidental U.S. airstrike. An Obama administration official is expressing regret for the, quote, unintentional loss of life after an airstrike on Syrian forces. The U.S. military says the coalition thought it was hitting ISIS militants, but hours later said the airstrike may have struck Syrian soldiers. The United Nations Security Council scheduled an emergency meeting tonight at Russia's request to discuss the airstrike. This story is developing, and we will provide updates as they become available. And a little closer to home, an explosion in New York City rocks the southwest neighborhood of Chelsea. At least 25 people are injured following possible explosion. The fire department reports it happened around 8:30 on West 23rd Street. Several people were taken to the hospital with injuries, and the fire department says none of the injuries appear to be life-threatening. Donald Trump spoke about the incident at a rally in Colorado.
Boy, we are living in a time. We better get very tough, folks. We better get very, very tough. Just happened. So we'll find out, but it's a terrible thing that's going on in our world and in our country. And we are going to get tough and smart and vigilant.
Witnesses say FBI and Homeland Security officials are also on the scene. Now check out this video from one of our viewers, Erica Glass. She was just a few blocks away from the explosion when it happened. Glass says all traffic is blocked off from the area at the moment. No cars can travel between 14th to 26th Street. The New York City explosion comes just hours after